What's up, YouTube family? It is week 10 of my Achilles tear recovery. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually bring you guys into the physical therapy session as I wanted to do today. The physical therapy office was pretty packed. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to bring physical therapy home. Gonna practice some of the exercises that I've been doing at physical therapy, and right before I jump in the shower and get ready for bed. So just gonna make this a night routine for me. But just so you guys know, everybody who's been keeping up with the channel, tore my Achilles back on December 22nd. Here we are, today's March 3rd. So yesterday was exactly 10 weeks ago that I tore my Achilles. I've been posting slow motion images of all of my doctor visits that I've had that, was able to kind of evaluate the Achilles tear from a sonogram point of view. So for those who have not had an opportunity to see those images can be found in my previous 3 videos. But my Achilles is completely connected at the week 10 mark. The complete connection I found out about, I want to say last Monday before my work trip. So now I'm just in like the strengthening stage. Just so you guys know, it's a natural recovery. So nerve surgery was had. I was able to get into the doctor's office the day of my Achilles tear. Immediately I was placed in a boot. In a wedge. My foot was arched, and I was essentially in a wedge for just about 4 to 6 weeks before they slowly started removing the wedges out, one wedge at a time. It was a total of 3 wedges, and I want to say like 2 weeks ago or last week is when I was immediately out, when I was finally out of the wedge and cleared to walk in the boot. Ever since I've been walking, I've been feeling good. A little swelling to begin the walking journey, but overall, no pain. I've been feeling real good, feeling real comfortable. My Achilles itself was super tight when I first got cleared to walk with every step, although it's in the boot and there's not much flexibility in the toe area. I still felt the tightness in my Achilles. And in feeling the tightness in my Achilles, I was actually in my head about walking a little bit. Obviously, after going through this process for, 8-9 weeks at the time, the last thing I wanted to experience was any setbacks, and I still feel the same. So I was in my head a little bit, which is crazy because one of my friends who actually tore his Achilles, he was actually on the track team for University of Miami, and he's also a personal trainer now. He warned me about this. He told me exactly, how his recovery went. He said the most difficult part about his recovery was just the mental aspect of it. When the doctor told him that he was cleared to do certain things or just kind of pick up his recovery efforts, increase his level of challenging his injured foot. He said getting over the mental aspect of it was the hardest thing about his recovery. The fear of re-tearing, the fear of causing further damage, the fear of getting back out there too quickly, whether that be walking, jogging, running, sprinting. He said having to get over that mental aspect was like the most difficult thing for him. So I kind of saw that early on when I got cleared to walk, and mentally I was hesitant. Although I saw the image of my Achilles being connected, I had an opportunity to sit down with both my primary doctor, who has been walking me through the process, as well as my physical therapist, who has been training me through the process. Despite getting all of that professional feedback, I still was a little hesitant with getting back into it. But now I'm definitely feeling a little bit more comfortable. My calf is coming back a little bit. Previously, my foot looked like a freaking pencil, but now I'm getting my calf back. Yesterday evening, I did some boxing. There's a punching bag nearby, so I was able to, get some work in the punching bag. Even planting in the boot felt good. And these are like little things that I've been, cleared to do via physical therapy. I'm going to physical therapy twice a week, so I'm getting a lot of work in. So overall, it's coming along. I'm excited. I feel real good on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as how I feel from a health perspective as it pertains to that particular foot. I would say I'm at a solid 7.5. As far as what my strength is, I'd say my strength is at a solid 6.5. But my confidence in the foot itself is right around 7.5. So, gonna walk you through some of the workouts that I picked up in physical therapy, and go from there. So, pretty much at this point of the recovery, what we've been working on is just kind of like some balancing exercises, right? So with the balancing exercises, I'm actually gonna use my luggage suitcase since that's nearby. So with the balancing exercises, essentially what I've been doing at physical therapy is just kind of like weight shifting. So right now I'm on my right foot, which is actually my good foot. And by good, I mean the foot that was not injured. Let me actually lower the camera a little bit. So what we've been working on is like some weight shifting exercises, right? And the goal is to make sure that I focus on the balancing when doing the weight shifting exercise. My left foot is actually my weaker foot. This is actually the foot that I actually tore my Achilles. So these weight shifting exercises is giving me an opportunity to work on my balance. As you guys can see, I'm much more steady on my right foot than I am on my left foot, right? But this is good though. I've been cleared to actually do these weight shifting exercises out of the boot. That way my foot can get very familiar with the sensitivity of the ground once more. Because when I first got cleared to walk in the boot, naturally I was taking bootless showers, and the sensitivity that I was getting while standing in the shower really caught me off guard. Prior to that, I was, I had ordered one of those boot covers off Amazon, those plastic covers, and I was taking showers with my boot on. But, having to get used to the sensitivity of the floor all over again is definitely a much different feel, because even when I'm walking in the boot, I have a sole within the boot that is in between my actual foot and the base of the boot. So it's still not a direct contact, but exercises like this where I'm directly planted on the ground, and sometimes I'll do this exercise with my socks off, is much better for me to get accustomed to the sensitivity of the ground. So once again, it's just balancing exercises just to make sure that I get my base back under me. And as I mentioned before, as you guys can see, with my left foot, I'm definitely super unsteady, given that's the Achilles that I had originally injured. And the suitcase here is just kind of just in case I need it, to hold on to it, just so I can better balance. But the goal is to not having to use it at all, since of course I'm just working on getting my balance under me, or getting my foot under me. So this is the last one. And what I'll usually do is like 2 sets of 15s on this. I'm not sure how much I've done so far, but what I usually do is like 2 sets of 15s just to get my balancing in. And another exercise is the tightrope exercise. So putting one foot, I'll stand to the side for this one, putting one foot directly in front of the other and just kind of weight shift between the 2 feet that are in a straight line. And just switching it up. And once again, in this stage of therapy or physical therapy, what I'm doing is I'm just focusing on the balance aspect, making sure I regain that sensitivity in my foot, get very familiar with the flat ground once more. And as you guys can see, when my left foot is back, I'm definitely less steady. But we're hoping to upload another video of these same exercises a week from now, and also another week after that, just so you guys can kind of see the progress throughout this Achilles recovery journey. So once again, just focusing on balance exercise. Just focusing on balance exercises. Even now that I've gotten a little bit more in, as you guys can see, I'm beginning to kind of get a rhythm when I'm on my left foot. Yeah, so I'm starting to actually get in my groove now and just focusing on maintaining my balance. Cool. So same thing with this exercise. 2 sets of 15 is pretty much what I've been doing at the office. This next exercise is just more so ankle or heel raises, or I guess you could say tiptoe, toe raises from the seated position. And essentially I have both feet flat on the ground, and I'm just raising them together, and I'm slowly bringing them back down to the flat position. And the goal here is to make sure that I'm working on my calf muscles just to kind of regain that strength. And I'm not putting any weight on my lap. I'm barely even putting my hand on my lap. My hand is actually on the armrest, and I'm sure within the next week or so I'll be clear to put some weight on my lap. But as of right now, I haven't been clear to put weight on my lap. So I'm just more so getting on my tiptoe as high as I can and bringing my foot down slowly. I'll actually do it from the side. I'll actually do it from the torn Achilles side, just so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. And I'm bringing my foot down slowly. Now, the fact that I'm actually doing both feet at once, I can feel, and I'm not sure if you guys can actually see, I'll have the 2 feet just kind of in windows motion, but I can feel the height difference between the 2 feet. And it's not a significant height difference, because my left foot, if I were to put a measurement on it, is a few centimeters lower than my right foot as far as my heel is concerned. But I could definitely feel it, and I could definitely feel the lack of strength within my left foot as well. So these are things that I'm noticing. And although I've been doing this particular exercise for the last 2-3 weeks or so, I'm definitely seeing an improvement on the amount of strength that I'm gaining compared to where I was when I first started doing this exercise. Matter of fact, when I first started doing this particular exercise, my left leg was shaking. my left leg was shaking, and I don't know if that was the combination of it being weak or the lack of control that I had as far as bringing it down, but it was shaking. Even now, I'm still seeing a little shaking, but I think this shaking is just more so from tiredness, given the fact that I've already done 2 exercises prior to this. So same thing with this exercise. I'd usually do 2 sets of 15. This other exercise that I would do at physical therapy is just making sure that I'm not stretching, because my physical therapist has been intentional about not using the word stretching, especially not in this stage of the recovery, but essentially flexing my heel. And in doing so, I'm sliding my foot down and I'm keeping it out as far as I can, and I'm bringing it back in closer to my body and into like a 90-degree angle. And if I could, just slightly less than a 90, see if I can get it closer to like a 75-degree angle, which gives me a little flexibility in that heel and in that Achilles area. So this is another one of those exercises that I've been doing at physical therapy, which has been giving me a nice flex. Once again, the term strength, I meant not strength, but the term stretch is not a term that my physical therapist has been leaning into in this season of the recovery. So flex is what I'm using. And these are all so simple. They seem so simple as it relates to the type of exercise, but the simplicity of these exercises have really, really, really given me the opportunity to actually regain some of my mobility. I'm really seeing benefits in doing these exercises consistently, and in doing these exercises consistently, it has put me ahead within my recovery. And once again, this is a natural recovery, no surgery from an Achilles tear. So same thing, 2 sets of 15. So this is pretty much one of those exercises that I've been doing. And at the very beginning of my therapy session, what I would do is I would lay down on the massage table, and I would just do like heel flex exercises. And it's so simple. I'm literally just flexing my heel. Sometimes I'll have a resistance band, but I'm not necessarily tugging on the resistance band. I'm just essentially holding it just so I can get some slight flexibility. I'll show you guys exactly how it looks. I would typically just hold the resistance band and just push down as if I'm, slamming on my gas pedal if I was a left foot driver. So these are the things that I've essentially been working on. Once again, not only just to get that mobility back, but to start regaining that strength within that left foot. And as you guys can see, there's a little shaking going on, which is stemming from the tiredness, given the 3-4 other exercises that I've done prior to this. So that's just a little bit about the physical therapy things that I've been going through. I wanted to keep this video under 20 minutes. I'm not gonna do both sets for the sake of recording, but I did want to kind of give you guys an idea of what the process has been looking like. Vowed to document this process at the beginning, and here I am, week 10, still being consistent with it, because I believe that at some point these videos are going to help somebody who is discouraged throughout their process, just to kind of keep them looking ahead. So once again, Achilles tear recovery, week 10. I'm gonna keep you guys updated as we progress throughout this journey. My next physical therapy session is on Monday, and I've been asked to actually bring my other shoe because right now, as I mentioned, I'm still in the boot. As you guys can see, and this is actually very important for those who have gotten to the walking process, at least cleared the walking up boot. This is something that I found out about the shoe riser. This is something that you could probably get off Amazon. This right here, and it was, I want to say like $40 for one of these. This is very beneficial throughout this process because once you get cleared to walk in the boot, the shoe riser helps to keep your hips aligned. As I've heard, haven't experienced it myself, but as I've heard, people who are walking in the boot without getting a shoe riser for their non-injured feet deal with long-term pain or hip defects. So make sure you guys, once you get cleared to walk in the boot, get one of these shoe riser, and obviously as you switch kicks, you can, Velcro this to whatever shoes you're wearing. So that's just a little update, kind of leaving you guys with some best practices as well. So I'll stay connected with you guys and let you guys know how Monday's therapy session goes. Like I said earlier, I've been asked to bring my other shoe, so sounds like by Monday I'll be clear to get out the boot altogether. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'll post another video hopefully by Monday or Tuesday of next week, which will be week 11. And I'll let you know how that goes. All right, y'all stay blessed.